Hi, how have you been? It's been a long time, and I know whenever I sit down in front of the camera I say it feels like it's been a long time, but it's because it really has been a long time. It feels like, at least to me. So hi again, welcome back, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Alyssa. I like to make videos about fashion on this channel, mostly. Sometimes I just like to talk about random stuff and run my mouth. But today I'm going to be talking about the clothes that I would like to pass down to my future hypothetical children, should I have any, or most definitely to my nieces or nephews. Who knows? Now, anyone who knows me knows I am chronically offline. I am not really on social media. I don't pay attention to what's happening. Everything I learn about online discourse, I learn secondhand through video essayists on YouTube. I am subscribed to Mina Lay, Jordan Teresa, Madison Brown. I also watch a lot of Katie Robinson's videos, and this actually is one of the videos that inspired me to make this video. It was asking the question, are any of your clothes good enough quality for you to pass down to your children? Should you want to do so, and should they want to even have them? At least in the video, I think a lot of the people said no. The clothes made nowadays are not good enough quality. But that then raised the question in my mind, okay, if I were going to do this, if I were going to have a trunk and fill it with the clothes I would like to pass on to, like I said, my hypothetical future children, who knows, never say never, or to my nieces or nephews, what would I want to put into the trunk? And that is what we're going to discuss here today. I thought this would be a really interesting study into what pieces I value, or if you ask yourself this question, what pieces do you value that you would want to save for your future generations or your family's future generations to have the choice to have for themselves. So I have a list on my phone of items that I have curated that I would like to keep, save, and then pass on to whoever wants to have it in the future. Now, I really had a tough time whittling this list down. If I had my way, I would put everything into the box. I think when the time comes, I would put majority of my clothes into storage for them to then look at when they're older. But realistically, for the sake of this video, I cannot show everything. So I have had to pare the list down to no more than 5 of each particular type of garment, basically. And so, without any further ado, let's just get into the clothes that I would like to pass on to my future children or my nieces and nephews. That's such a long title. The clothes I want to pass on, basically, just in general. Okay, we're gonna start with something a little bit more exciting, and that's dresses. When I was trying to come up with my list of 5, I tried to think of the criteria. I wanted them to be unique pieces that would last and look vintage. Pieces that are really special to me. So the first dress I would like to keep and save and pass on is this green gown that I wore to the fashion show when I was at university. I was the PR coordinator, and for every year there's a theme. Our year's theme was art pop, or pop art, and so all of us wore different colored gowns or dresses. My color was green, obviously, and I found this dress on a whim. I was out shopping at the mall with one of my friends, and she actually found this buried in the back of one of their racks, and I love this gown. I love it so much. I would love to have the opportunity to wear it again, because I only wore it once for one event for a few hours, really. And so in my dreams, there would be some gala I go to in the future, some really fancy formal event, a regatta gala, if you will. where I could put this dress back on and absolutely slay, because I love this dress. I love the low plunging neckline. I love the two slits on the side. I love the deep emerald green color. I think it's so beautiful. But yeah, I just love this dress. It makes me feel so beautiful and so fancy. And I think it's one I would love to see on my future nieces or nephews or future children. The second dress, which is this gold dress that I found in some boutique when I was in Italy for like a month studying abroad. And while I was over there, I found, again, kind of just by chance going into this random boutique, this gold dress that I wore to the end of the month party or fiesta. But I do love this dress, especially at the time. There was nothing in my closet like this. Nothing gold or metallic in general. Nothing floor length besides the green gown I showed previously. And nothing of this vibe. Nothing that screams like Grecian goddess, elegant. But again, it's one that I don't really have very many occasions to wear it, but I love the vibes, and I think it's one that would be really, really fun for future generations in my family to wear for any of their special events. Okay, next is my prom dress. And I found this dress at David's Bridal, actually. And also, actually, I think it was technically a Mother of the Bride dress. I loved this dress. I still do. I love the really deep, rich, like jewel tone eggplant plum purple color. I love the beading at the waist. It fits me really well. It's one that I would actually really like my mom to wear at my future wedding. I think that would be a really cool and fun, like 360 degrees moment. It's something that I think hopefully will age well enough for them to be able to wear it and for it to look cool. That's also the hope. I want them to have the option, and I think it would make trying to find dresses or gowns for occasions like these easier because they have some options to choose from already. Okay, so this next one is a more recent purchase. It's a thrift purchase, and it's from a well-known current brand, and it is this cocktail dress from For Love and Lemons. And I just wanted to include this dress in this video because I think it's just so much fun. I love the cut and the silhouette. I love the color and the pattern and the appliques. I think it would be so much fun. I don't even know where I would wear this. I don't even know where they would wear this in the future if they want to. Okay, my camera battery died and my backup battery is also dead. So we're filming this on my phone right now. But to continue what I was saying, but it's still one that I love and I think is so much fun. And you know what? Whatever in the future these kids want to get up to, sure, I think it'd be fun for them to wear it to whatever it is they want to wear it to. So that's why I put this particular dress on my list. All right. And the last dress, the last garment in this category is the only casual dress. I got this back when I was at university from a little boutique, but it is this blue button-down sheath dress. I love the color. I love the shape. I particularly love the buttons. I'm a sucker for a good button detail, like the line of buttons down the back of a wedding dress. Love. Gorge. So the line of buttons that goes down the front of this dress, love, gorge. I think it's such a fun detail. And again, I think it's one that would look really cool to wear, I don't know, 15 years from now, 20 years from now. Okay, next I want to get into tops and bottoms. Denim is going to be its own separate category, but I only have 5 items combined between both tops and bottoms. Again, it was really hard for me to narrow this list down because realistically, I would just put everything into this hypothetical trunk to save. But realistically for this video, narrowing it down to a handful of pieces, that was much harder. But to start off with tops, one of the first ones I would like to save is this striped multicolor silk button-down shirt that I thrifted when I went to New York City a few years ago. I actually vlogged that, but I know for sure I did a thrift haul, a New York City thrift haul after that, which features this shirt. I want to save this one because, again, I think it's so much fun. There are so many ways to wear this. I think it's so versatile because it's so colorful. There are so many things that can go with it and pair with it. But then it's also silk, 100% silk, so it will hopefully last a long time. And I think this will hold up really well. The next top, I guess, I would like to save to pass down is this. I don't even know what to call it, if I'm being completely honest. It's this blue and red, white striped, I call it a sports shirt. It's one I thrifted also, I think, when I was in New York, actually. I think this garment has been through a lot. The zipper is missing. It still feels really good quality. And so this gives me hope and confidence that this will last another 20 years, another couple of decades. And again, like the silk multicolored shirt that I previously mentioned, I think this is one that would be really fun to see in the future being worn. Oh, and then the last top I would like to include in this list is this gorgeous black beaded top that I got a long time ago. I got this again just at some random boutique in Maryland when I went to visit family one time, and I found this beaded vest and I kind of fell in love. It gives me very Art Deco vibes. It gives me 20s vibes, even though I am almost positive it is neither from the 20s nor actually a 20s vibe. But that is just what I think of when I see and wear this vest. I love the intricate beading. It's a little bit delicate and fragile, and it's also quite heavy because of all the beads. But because it's delicate and fragile and because it is so old, it has already, even at the time of my purchasing it, lost some beads, and it has lost a couple more beads under my ownership. So this one, I really have to be super careful. Whoever wears this in the future will have to be super careful. But again, I think it's one that even now gives really cool vintage vibes. So I can only imagine how throughout time and over the course of the next couple of decades, I would say, it would be really interesting to see this worn by one of my nieces or nephews. Okay, now getting into bottoms, which is separate from denim. There are two bottoms I would like to include, both of them skirts. One is this thrifted Diane von Furstenberg skirt. I got this online from ThredUp a long time ago now, actually. I think this is gorgeous, okay? Gorgeous. But I love how feminine this skirt is. I love the colors, the combination of the colors, the combination of the teals and the oranges, but then also little accents of pink, little pops of green. I love the handkerchief hemline. It's, you know, more interesting than just your average straight across cut hemline, which adds to its etherealness, adds to the flowiness. Yeah, I love how flowy this skirt is. This is a really snug fit. Even for me, it's one I have to very delicately kind of shimmy up over my butt. It is not forgiving at all, in the slightest. And you kind of just have to fit yourself into the skirt rather than the other way around.
You don't alter Vera to fit you, you alter yourself to fit Vera.
Waving, please.
And because it's so beautiful, because it's Diane von Furstenberg, and I think it's also 100% silk, I want to save this for them and give them the option to wear it. The second skirt I want to pass down is one of my most recent purchases. I went to Abercrombie & Fitch recently to get stuff for my upcoming summer European vacation 2025. Yes, that's happening. And I found this adorable vegetable printed linen skirt. This skirt brings me so much joy because it has vegetables on it. It has like watercolored vegetables on it. And it's just so adorable. I think it's so freaking cute. It's also 100% linen, or at least the shell is, but it's also cut on the bias. So it falls really well, really beautifully. It drapes really beautifully. It's, again, just so much fun. It's just so freaking cute. I'm going to be taking this on my European summer vacation, and it's one I want to keep and save. If anyone in the future also has a similar vibe and a similar taste in clothes to me, and also will think this skirt is freaking adorable, because it is objectively freaking adorable. So yes, those are the two skirts that I would like to save. Now moving on to denim. This is going to be really quick. I'm going to save all of my denim. I'm going to save all of my jeans. I'm going to save, I only have 2 denim jackets, but I'm going to save both of them. And I would have loved if someone in my family had kept their denim collection. Just having a nice, really cool denim collection for them to choose from. I would have really appreciated that. And to have some more of the vintage silhouettes, like having a genuine vintage, like mom jean fit. One of the last categories I have to talk about is jackets and coats. Now, I didn't realize this, but throughout my whole thrifting and shopping journey throughout my life, I have come to realize that I love a good jacket. I'm a sucker for a good jacket, a good coat, even though I live in Southern California, where the need for jackets and coats is not really that high. And yet here I am continuing to buy cool jackets and coats. So again, this is a category where I would just save all of my jackets, all of my coats, all of my blazers, etc., for my nieces and nephews and children to choose for themselves. I also think it's so easy to fit into these because there's a lot more wiggle room with jackets and coats than there is with like jeans. So with that being said, I'm just going to highlight my top 5 picks. All of these, or most of these, are thrifted. But the first one I want to talk about is this brown trench coat that I got at, I think the thrift store is called Umana in Madrid, Spain. I think it's a chain. When I went to teach English there, I did not know that the Madrid winters get genuinely cold. I thought, oh yeah, the Mediterranean, it's tropical like year round. I didn't realize, no, Madrid is in the middle of the country, which means there is no body of water nearby to regulate the temperature, which means they get hot summers and cold winters. I did not come prepared for that. I only prepared for the hot summers. And so I needed a heavy duty coat to see me through the winter. And that was this brown one. It was a sound investment. Yes, indeed. I wore this, I think, every single day, pretty much. Every single day during the winter when it was really cold. Yeah, this coat was a necessity for sure. I don't know what brand it's from. I don't know what material it's made out of. I think it's made out of 100% wool, but it's very heavy duty. I love the camel color, and the silhouette is more A-line, tad bit more oversized, so there's more room for layering. And I do love this brown coat. I have sentimental attachment to this brown coat. And if I can save these future kids the time and the money, because coats are also expensive, if I can save them the time and the money of trying to find and buy their own coat, whether new or used, and just give them this one, I would love to do that. The next coat I would like to pass on, or jacket, is this thrifted leather jacket from All Saints. I went thrifting, a long time ago now. I think it was maybe like 4 years. I think this was like directly after pandemic times. I went to a consignment shop, and consignment shops are more expensive because they are curated and they have more expensive brands. It fits like a glove. I think it's so cool. It is the first and only leather jacket I own. I love the vibes. It makes me feel like a cool, like chic, but also badass biker girl. Catch me in a motorcycle gang? No, not really. But this one fit me so well, maybe a little bit too well. And it's just so cool. The next jacket I want to mention is actually one that my boyfriend thrifted. Again, I'm pretty sure this was while we were in New York City. We really came up with a lot of great finds while we were over there. And no, no, he bought this in store. Did he buy this in store? He might have bought this in store. No, or was it thrifted? Fuck, I don't know. I'm pretty sure this was, no. Okay, I don't know. That's completely beside the point. Regardless, so this was actually technically my boyfriend's. He bought this for himself. He never ended up wearing it. So then I just took it, stole it, co-opted it for myself. And it is this khaki jacket from Brooks Brothers. But this is one that I think is extremely versatile. One of the most versatile pieces in this entire list, really, because it's khaki, because the fit and the cut is so generic. So again, this is one that I think will stand the test of time really well. It's one that is a little bit more timeless in terms of color and silhouette. It's just a good basic to have. Okay, the penultimate jacket slash coat I would like to save is this silk printed jacket that I thrifted when I was in Santa Barbara. I think this jacket is so cool. It's 100% silk also. And I don't know what brand this is. It's one of those really old brands that you really have no idea where it came from. But I love this jacket because of the print and the fit. The print is just so cool and interesting. It has kind of like a sailor vibe or like a travel vibe. I love the color scheme. I just think, again, I'm going to use this word, fun, okay? It's one I have a lot of fun styling, even though it's one of the more difficult pieces I find to style, but it's one of the more fun pieces also. And I always just feel so much joy when I wear this. Like, who else has anything like this freaking jacket? Tell me. No one. And if I save this, which I plan on doing, my future nieces and nephews and maybe kids will also be the only ones wearing this jacket. Like, hello? That's fun. Word of the day in this video, fun. Jeez. All right, and the last jacket I'm going to mention on this list is this blue military jacket. I'm pretty sure it's Air Force. I have only worn it since I bought it, maybe half a handful of times. Do you see what I'm saying when I say I have a thing for jackets and coats, but then I don't actually wear my jackets and coats? I just think this jacket is cool, and that's why I got it. But I love this jacket. I think it's so cool. It's a little bit oversized and a little bit big, which is why I don't think I wear it very often, but it's one piece that is my goal this year, to figure out how to wear and style more. So stay tuned for that. And it's one that is really well made, actually. One that will also, I think, stand the test of time really well. And so it's one that I would like to pass on to future generations. I think, like the leather jacket, this is too cool to just donate. It's too cool to just get rid of or to even sell. It's one that I want to keep in my possession to pass down as a vintage piece. But yeah, anyways, those are all of the pieces that I would like to pass on to my family's future generations. I would rather save all of these pieces now and have them just in case, rather than not have them and then have nothing to give. Should there be someone to give them to? And you know what? This could all be for naught. They could be completely different sizes than me and not fit into any of this. They could have completely different styles and not want to wear any of these things. And that's fine. I just want to give them the option. I think it would have been so much fun if my mom had kept all of her clothes, because looking back at her style in like the 80s or 90s, I'm like, yeah, I would have loved that. I would have loved that. I would have loved to have worn that, but she gets rid of everything and has nothing saved. So I would like to be a little bit forward thinking and do that now. I also think this is a really good exercise in trying to figure out what in your wardrobe you think is worth keeping, what is worth saving, what is good enough quality. That's one of the other things I try to really think about. So even if you wanted to save it, to pass it on, would it even stand the test of time? That's the question. So this was also just an exercise for me to see, what do I have that is worth keeping and saving. But yeah, that's the end of this video. I am super curious to know what items in your own wardrobes you would like to save, to pass on, to keep for future generations in your family. Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later.